I'd like to call up Sergeant Bill McVey, our PBA Vice President.
Good morning. On behalf of the Bensalem Township Police Benevolent Association, it is my pleasure to welcome everyone here to this year's memorial service. Today we gather here to honor the memory of Officer James Armstrong and Officer Robert Yezzi, our two fallen officers here at Bensalem Township. Each year, as we heard today from the director, we hear about how these officers were killed in the line of duty. These tragic stories serve as a constant reminder to us of our ever-present dangers, and they provide invaluable lessons to the officers of today. But what do we know about the lives of Officer Armstrong and Yezzi that we can relate to and learn from? Officer James Armstrong, known as Jimmy by his family and friends, was a graduate of Father Judge High School and grew up in the city of Philadelphia. He went on to become a Marine and served 2 tours of duty in Vietnam. He volunteered for that second tour because he liked the action the Marine Corps offered him, and he also believed in their cause. He then went on to marry Sandy, and together they had a daughter, Patty, who is here with us today. Unfortunately, she only got to know her father as a young infant. He then became a police officer in Bensalem Township. His brother Jack, who's here today also, described Jimmy as being outgoing, energetic, and someone you could always count on and depend on. He said he always looked up to his brother Jimmy because he was his older brother and because of the way he was as a person. And he said everyone else naturally gravitated towards him because of his personality and leadership ability. As a police officer, Jimmy served as a patrol officer. He was also a canine handler with his partner Shep. He was remembered as a cop's cop. Fellow officers Don Cooney and Tony Ryle had this to say of Jimmy. He was an officer who never dodged a call and someone who always had your back, no matter what the situation. Officer Robert Yezzi, known as Bob or Rob by his family and friends, also grew up in the city of Philadelphia. He was a graduate of West Catholic High School. He then went on to receive his college degree at Villanova University. He too served as a Marine, but unfortunately, he received an honorable discharge. His sister Josephine, who's here with us today, said that broke his heart when that happened, but that becoming a police officer and serving the citizens of Bensalem soon became his passion. She described her brother as warm-hearted, peaceful, and someone who loved being a police officer. She said she was always in awe of him, even though she was his older sister, because of the way he was as a person. As a police officer, Bob was remembered as being ahead of his time and innovative. He was a patrolman who took on the role of crime prevention. Officers Cooney and Ryle said that he was someone you could always depend on, both on and off duty. As we listen and hear the way that the families of Armstrong and Yezzi and their friends describe them, it is pretty clear that they are the same as the officers standing here today. They were young, energetic, courageous, and just beginning to progress in their careers as law enforcement officers. Just as the officers did today, they came to work each day to protect and to serve the citizens of Bensalem Township and to do a job they love to do. They never envisioned serving their last tour of duty so early on in their career or having their names and their portraits hung on our station house wall in remembrance. We must not only recognize our fallen brothers, Yezzi and Armstrong, as the unfortunate ones who have made the ultimate sacrifice, but we need to learn from the lives they led, realize that we are the fortunate ones, and never take for granted the simple pleasures we enjoy every day when we go home to our families, waiting at the end of our shift. In conclusion, I would like to thank all the members of the Yezzi and Armstrong family for taking time to speak with me last week and for being here today. Josephine and Jack both couldn't thank our department enough for what we do each year to pay tribute to their brothers who have passed. My response to them is you never need to thank us for anything. Our department will always be indebted to you and your families for the sacrifice that Jim and Bob have made, and we will always pay tribute to them and you as part of our police family. Thank you.